Dr. Jagdish Babu sir, Dr. Anita R ma'am, Dr. Chaitanya Deepak sir, Dr. Fanikant Kondaparthi sir. It's a privilege for me to extend a warm welcome to Dr. V. George Reddy sir, consultant psychiatrist, Health Brain Clinic and Hospital, Secunderabad, founder and Honorable General Secretary, Indian Psychiatric Society, Telangana State Branch, President, Indian Psychiatric Society, Telangana State Branch, 2020-22 to 23, President, Indian Association of Private Psychiatry, Telangana State, 2020 to 2022, President, Hyderabad Psychiatric Society, 2017 to 2018. I may now pass the baton to our esteemed moderator, kindly inviting sir to introduce our esteemed panelists.
Sir, what should be their qualities, and this should be the message to the postgraduates, because I'm sure they are just starting off, sir. They should also learn from your experience, sir, from your own experience in psychiatry. How do you think a future leader who are here, how do you think they should start their career, sir?
Thank you, sir. Leader is such a person who can practically execute his knowledge and put forward and percolate his ideas into the society, so that he can pursue, he can motivate his ideas and his ideals, so that he can get back the best results he wants. So, for example, just now you have quoted stigma. Stigma, as far as stigma is concerned, we cannot be limited to our chambers. We should come out and we should give psychoeducation according to the audience level of literacy, level of understanding. So we should come down sometimes and mingle with them, and you try to give insight into their minds, so that they should understand and they should be able to come up with more consciousness and more awareness. So here I want to quote a proverb which really suits. If mountain cannot come to Muhammad must come to mountain. So here we are really in a unique field where we are not getting patients very naturally, just like in other fields. Suppose if a person is diagnosed recently as hypertensive or diabetic, he readily wants to see a physician on the same day or next day. But it is not so with psychiatry field. Sometimes we to meet a psychiatrist for a depressed person or anxious person or person suffering from a panic disorder, it may take months or years. So this is the really still this stigma, misconceptions, superstitions, and lack of awareness still existing in the society. Since we are practicing in the towns, in the suburban areas, we really come across such cases. Unless we come out and proactive, we cannot bring out changes what are required in our field, exactly, in the society.
I think that's very wonderful, sir. I think all the postgraduates here, I think they take a message from what sir was trying to say is, see, again, we are psychiatrists, we cannot restrict to our chambers. I think when we are starting practice, to destigmatize our branch, I think we need to go into the public, and I think Dr. Jagdish Babu sir's model of practice is a classical example. He has been doing so many activities to destigmatize the branch, and he has done so many activities on various platforms to talk about evidence-based psychiatry. He has destigmatized and lot of myths, and I'm sure all the seniors here will give that message to you. You treat one person in a village with schizophrenia and you see the line will follow you, because people go to faith healers, they do lot of things. So again, the psychiatrist there will play the role of being a leader to that particular society to guide them in the path of evidence-based medicine like any other branch. I think that's what sir was saying. Really, thank you, sir. That was really well accepted, and I hope all of you should take this message. Dr. Anita, I am sure everybody knows Dr. Anita, and she needs no introduction. Anita, I just wanted to ask you one question. No discrimination here again. But being a lady psychiatrist, you are wonderful, taking up so many responsibilities home, and you've been doing wonderful job there. And again, you get lot of appreciation from various teachers, your seniors at IMH, at every place. How is that you're trying to? What is that you want to tell these young girls there and boys there, that how is that you're trying to take up psychiatry in spite of all your commitments, and still you're doing a wonderful, successful career, you're building a successful career? I think really they should know your take on this, please.
Yeah, thank you so much, Josh, for the lovely introduction. So I want to share a little bit of my own experiences. When I was trying to join, I went to counseling. I have an option of taking psychiatry. So my first choice was psychiatry actually. I had other options like gynecology and also ENT, ophthal, other options were there, but I was passionate about the branch. So I immediately took psychiatry. But when I told my friends, my own classmates and my friends and my not family but church members and all, when I shared this news with them, everybody said, have you gone crazy? What are you doing? You have other options, you have gynecology, why don't you take it? And they said that it's a man's domain. Psychiatry itself is a man's domain. Patients will be very aggressive, they will hit you, they will beat you. How are you going to survive? You are so small and you can't even protect yourself. How are you going to take up psychiatry? That was the question. So I immediately came to IMH, and there was then Dr. Gauri Devi madam. She is inspiration because she is the lady psychiatrist over there, and she is sitting in her chamber as a deputy superintendent. And then she said, lovely, you have taken psychiatry, you will enjoy this like anything. Believe me, you will definitely like it, she said. So I got some confidence to take up, and I felt so relieved. And then I went back and I joined immediately. And the next thing was like when I joined, my seniors, immediate seniors, the second counseling was ready actually. So they said, you are really gone mad, you have to go to second counseling, you take up any other branch but not psychiatry, they said. So, but I didn't listen to them, I just stick to my decision that I wanted to do it at any cost. So that's how my journey in psychiatry started. And then there was our superintendent was Krishnamurthy sir. He told me on the first day of introduction, he told us, there are only two things. One is, first you love someone and get married, one option. Second option is, you get married and then you have to love. There is no other go. Either love first or marriage later, or marry first and love later. But this should happen. So that's how he said, so if you have joined in psychiatry, then you should start loving it at any cost. So that's what, like, they used to explain us like this. So I was prepared to get, stick to the branch, and I enjoyed thoroughly. I attended all conferences and I got many awards for PG quiz competitions, and that was very happy-go-lucky period. And one more problem we have during that time is marriage. Okay, so I want to touch upon this because there are many female psychiatrists. The moment you say that you are a psychiatric resident, many 50% of the marriage proposals will get filtered. It's very difficult to live with a psychiatrist. That's what the public opinion is. So many people, many proposals get, lost because of that, but it's fine. People who understand will definitely understand, and it's filtering in the first place. So you will get a right partner who will understand you at any cost. So that is the second thing. So we should not feel bad that what happens next. So what your passion is, you have to follow it, and people who understand your passion will come forward. That is, I believed, and it happened in my case. And third thing is, I have seen it's difficult to balance work and life, but coming to psychiatry, you can beautifully balance actually. If you are in other fields, like you have to go for night calls and emergency operations, and sometimes too many night duties. here in psychiatry, you can, if you are smart enough, you can balance work and also your life. And believe me, I'm doing both. I'm enjoying the best of both worlds. And one more thing I would like to say is, yesterday if you see, like there are almost 20 in the EC meeting, there were around 25 male psychiatrists. I am the only one. Of course, I didn't feel a thing. Okay, here today, if you can see on the stage also, I am the only one who is representing the female psychiatric group. So there's no hindrance anywhere. There is not at all any hindrance. I feel so at home, even on stage, off stage, with my colleagues, with my male colleagues. There's no discrimination. I haven't found any kind of discrimination. Only thing is, in hindrance is from our side, not there. It's not outside, it is inside. So you have to break your own hindrances and you have to come out. So I feel that leading, I have been in EC committee as a member. I was in HPS as a vice president. I am presently serving as a treasurer. But I never found that there's something lacking or something pulling me back. So
Exactly.
the hindrance is from our side. You have to break it and come out.
Exactly, Anita.
Thank you.
I think that's a wonderful message. That's where the leader comes from. Anita is really, because we have been associated with her in so many ways. I think a wonderful human being. I think any task you try to give her, I think she will definitely, if she accepts, she thinks, she accepts, and I think she does her best, she gives her best. So might be I'm just trying to tell you people, because Anita, I think the other way, you see there are more
Female postgraduates.
more females there, so it's a good news. I
I'm
think in
happy
the
to see
future
that.
we are going to see
There's
many
lot of
budding
change
psychiatrists.
from the time I have joined to the current, it's almost 15 years. Now the postgraduates, the female number is more compared to male numbers. It's
I
very
think-
happy thing
So
for me.
it's a good sign for you all, because you can really take her way, how things can evolve, how things are changing. I definitely you will go. Anita, I'll again touch you again on the next point. Dr. Chaitanya, again many know Dr. Chaitanya. Particularly we wanted Chaitanya to be here today, because the way Chaitanya is, Dr. Chaitanya is, I think at least close hearts to him, we know him well. He looks very silent, very dignified, but the way of his style of working, particularly for the field of psychiatry, in Telangana psychiatry forums, I think Chaitanya is doing a wonderful job. I wish this group should know. I think some of you are going to write your final exams, you're going to start practice. Dr. Chaitanya, would you help these youngsters to know how your passion in psychiatry, particularly in private psychiatry, and how you're trying to build up this wonderful corporate world? I think the future, I think youngsters should know, because they are all going to come out. I'm sure all needs to have their places, and they need to serve the society in the way, might be the way you are doing. Definitely it needs to be highlighted to this group, particularly the corporate ASHA model, or you call the corporate model. How is that the public are being helped at large, particularly in the field of mental health?
Thank you, Dr. George. So first of all, thing is that like when I was doing my post-graduation, Dr. Pavan is here, we were like sitting and having a discussion like what we are going to do next. Like there were like many options of going to a medical college, setting up a clinical practice, and some people are thinking of joining a corporate setup, and all these discussions were going on. And probably I think I was in the first year, and we were like having this, we used to have like these discussions in the evenings, like every day, like we used to sit over a cup of tea or something and talk about these things. And so there are various ways we can serve the society, government, private, medical college, and all those things. And what I felt was that integrated services in psychiatry are very few, and ASHA is one which provides all these things. Like you name anything in psychiatry, it is provided under one roof, integrated, everyone. Each consultant over there is like interested in one specific area. And it's like a group, a community where we interact with each other, talk to each other, and the service to the patient is provided from all angles. And this kind of service is what is required in psychiatry, is what I felt at that time, and I wanted to pursue it. That's where I went forward.
That's the precise answer. I think Chaitanya could give. Might be now things are changing. At least if it comes to my days, when I finished when I joined post graduation in 2004, I think entire United AP, I think we had only 10 postgraduate seats, which had 4 masters and 6 diplomas, right? And I was one in that 6 diplomas, and there are 4 MDs. But you see the exponential growth of the number of seats only in Telangana. I think it's around 200 plus now, the number of postgraduates. Yeah, almost I think around 200 every year are joining. Am I right? 150, 200 roughly. Okay, let's say. So you see now your horizon is being widened. Your opportunities are there. As Dr. Chaitanya is trying to say, like minds can come together, and you need to really explore these models, because at one side our seniors have spent years to help this branch grow. Now they are giving us the good days, because definitely the stigma is coming down. Right? Just one simple example I can give from my little practice. I had one patient who is self-diagnosed, I am having adult ADHD. I need your help. Right? And like it is just, he introduced himself and I just asked him, how can I help you? What are your problems? And this is the word he used, I am suffering from adult ADHD, please help me. Then, my style of questioning is, how did you know that I am here and that I am going to help you? Then he said, there's one group where your name was being floated that you're doing a lot of work on children with ADHD, adults ADHD. So it was like, welcome. And I think there was a chain of 6 who had come. Okay, looking at diagnosis and why he had come, we'll look at later. But at least I was happy that, see, they were able to walk into the clinic to say that they have a problem. So now it's our business to see how we are trying to go into the society, how we want to help them. I think that will definitely take you all a long way. And psychiatry is no more restricted to schizophrenia, it is no more restricted to madness, it is beyond. So all you youngsters, like, you have a wide basket with various varieties of specialty, subspecialties in our psychiatry where you can really look upon. And I am really happy that in a place like Warangal, Karimnagar, Nizamabad, now people are trying to look at child psychiatry. I am really happy because this is what we are trying to look at. Try to percolate into every unit of psychiatry because our society needs help. Dr. Fanikant again is a favorite to many postgraduates and a very handsome psychiatrist. Dr. Fani, I really want to know from your heart, you are a favorite to so many teachers. Any work, in spite of your busy schedule, you're trying to handle academics, you're trying to handle your practice, and you're again trying to see that the youngsters are motivated. Because anything we ask Fani, please, can you see that it goes to the postgraduates? I think he's my favorite. Dr. Fani will do that job. How is that you're trying to see that you're trying to bridge these youngsters and the seniors? How do you feel you are standing there as a leader?
Good evening, everyone. Thank you, first of all, to the organizing committee for choosing me as one of the panelists. And thank you, George sir, for your kind words and the confidence you instill in me. For sure, I cannot give a rosy picture, but definitely I have a positive approach. Okay, so everyone has to go through struggles. So my perception to struggles is I see it as a growth. So it's a process. So as you said, I'm obedient to the seniors, I'm friendly with the juniors. So maybe that is the only reason I'm able to gel with the seniors. Take their trust on me and have a friendly nature with the juniors. At the same time, I want to give some advice. What I have practiced all these years. Just to say that before psychiatry, I felt gloomy for three years. I was in government service. Actually, I was a USMLE aspirant. So my dream was to land in the US. So once one has that dream of landing into US, see that kind of lifestyle, and you suddenly go down to the rural area. So you just imagine what I have faced. So that was difficult phase for me. So, but when I got into psychiatry, after clearing the entrance, after 3 years, because I was in service, I got it in service quota. So suddenly my life became colorful, and that too because my perception towards life has changed, because I got a guru or a master, whatever way you call it. So Dr. Dutt, he wants to be fondly called as Dr. Dutt. Dattatreya sir, he was my HOD. He is no more. He is an inspiration. So he completely changed the perspective of my life. So the way I see life. So acceptance was the key. And what I have practiced all these years is be sincere to your work, be dedicated, be focused on your goal, and definitely you will be successful. And as everybody knows, there is no shortcut to success. Road to success is hard work. So I believe in that. I do it. I tell that. So this is in brief.
Thank you, Funny. I think that was from your heart. Dr. Jagdeep Shobhu sir, again young psychiatrists going to pass out, they are going to start their practice, sir. In a nutshell, sir, how would you encourage these youngsters, might be to start a decent practice, ethical practice, and again to destigmatize, and what are the ways you would encourage them, sir? How should they set up their own practice?
Okay, thank you. See, psychiatry has two sides. Like a coin has got two sides. One is knowledge. Second is service. Unless you have service motto, service minded, you cannot fetch your patients you cannot pick up patients from society, right? Nobody will refer. I am telling you, neurophysician, physician, they will write left and right. Fluoxetine, sertraline, escitalopram, olanzapine, risperidone, everything they are writing, including RMPs, including quacks. So, don't depend on somebody. Don't depend on cross referrals. Just you go, you swim into the sea of society, pick up the cases. See, as per statistics, at least one third of population suffering from one or other psychiatric disorder. But we are not getting such cases to our chambers, because we should come out, we should educate them, we should motivate them. So it's like it will fetch you later, right? One example, I spoke in a degree and PG college on stress management and exam preparation. After 5 years, one boy entered my chamber and saying that, sir, that day, 5 years back, you delivered a lecture which helped me really. So I am still remembering. Just now I have got some problem in the form of depression, so I wanted to see you. So that will fetch somewhere, sometime later. So go to schools, start school mental health program, because students' minds, children minds are like white papers. Whatever you write, whatever you load, that will be there. So as you know well, Erik Erikson's stages, before around 20 years, already 5 stages are over. Remaining 30-40 years, 3 stages are over. So around 20 years or before 20 years. So children, students nowadays are very much distracted. Pick up cases from there. School mental health program, college mental health program. Go to every gathering where parents are there, teachers are there. Usually we go to district education officers, district education officers and mandal education officers to give opportunity to speak to teachers during teacher meetings or parent meetings, and we try to say something and go to every gathering some voluntary organizations like walking associations, walkers association, Lions Club, Rotary Club, and Janavijnana Vedika, and religious missionaries of charity, and joy of some Christian organizations are there. In every religion there are some organizations. Be associated with them, and be associated with IMA, very important, Indian Medical Association. I quote a small example. Out of my ambition, over ambitious phase, I conducted a de-addiction camp in a village. In that village, 80% of women are widows because of husbands died of alcoholism. So in that village, I wanted to conduct de-addiction camp. I went there with medicines, everything with my staff, but nobody approached me because of stigma. So then, very next week or very next month, I got associated with IMA, where IMA conducted general health camp. There I entered, and I asked my colleagues, IMA colleagues, to keep aside some addiction cases, some cases having depression or anxiety. So in that way, indirectly I entered, and I got so many cases there. So this is the way you have to plan accordingly and go to everywhere, including child homes. For example, there are so many Mano Vikasa Kendras where intellectual disability cases, autism cases, as are mentioned, ADHD cases, many cases are there kept, looked after by some people,
Sir.
Organizations. Say there we can go along with our clinical psychologists, special educators, and speech therapists. We can do something. So likewise, even to villages, you can catch hold of sarpanches, ward members, so that since they are leaders, they will do some propaganda and get some cases. And directly with under banner of psychiatry, we cannot go due to these misconceptions and stigma and superstitions. So better go indirectly. Like generally, I prefer to go to colleges and schools for giving stress management, personality development, moral development, and exam preparations. In those names, I step in their institutions, and I give some awareness regarding psychiatry. Recently, I attended a Sahiti Sabha, Sahiti Sadas, where they asked me, they asked me as a psychiatrist, what is the role here? Then I told, yes, sublimation is our role. Sublimation. Because you are being artistic minds, you sublimate your feelings, your libidinal feelings are sublimated in the form of poetry. So all these things, because in that one elderly man asked me how to control sexual feelings I am getting nowadays. He is about 65-year-old person. He asked me, sir, I am getting some feelings in this age. I am very shameful to share with you. Then I told, no, this is natural. But you do one thing, you start writing one romantic poetry. Then you will definitely find the difference. After 2 months, he came to me saying that, sir, really what you told, I felt the difference. I am free from those feelings. So
Thank
this is, I told this is sublimation. So everywhere role of psychiatry is there, provided we are aware of it, provided we plan in a different way.
Thank you very much, sir. I think that's the message. So the more you try to create awareness about yourself, let's be selfish, okay? I start practice, let me be selfish. Let me do lot of activities to see my growth. So ultimately that itself is enough, your commitment to excel. Dr. Anita, you being a professor, I think you're doing wonderful job in dealing with the medical legal issues, particularly at IMH, lot of issues. I think ultimately the burden is on you. So this group, what would be the do's and don'ts, particularly not to be stuck in these medical legal issues, particularly in practice, being a forefront in from IMH. Can you just give them some tips which might be useful literally for their practice?
Yeah, particularly in government practice or even outside nowadays, psychiatry itself is a legal branch. Compared to all other branches, they just have clinical guidelines, clinical practice guidelines, but we need to follow clinical practice guidelines and also the Mental Health Care Act. So we have two things to follow: Mental Health Care Act on one side and clinical guidelines on another side. So our role is to balance both. So most of the times we get medical legal cases because the person doesn't have insight. That is one thing. And second thing is psychiatric patients do cause lots of criminal activities sometimes because of their symptoms. That is second thing. And interpersonal relationship problems, they'll end up in some kind of civil issues like divorce and fitness, unfit to do work. All these are medical legal issues we come across. As we see from the past, Dr. George, if we see, previously our prison ward is, we used to have very less patients actually. Patients coming from prison, but yesterday we discharged almost 23 patients on the same day. So that shows how the burden has changed from in the prison ward itself. And there is something like court kind of admissions. We see Mental Health Care Act, if we see sections 102 and 103, the court itself asks us to admit some patients who don't have family members or who are not very supportive. So these are all the situations where we need to be very careful, because these are all medical legal tangles, medical legal issues which we need to handle. Only thing which is very important to handle all these cases is proper communication and documentation. And the documentation at any time will protect you. The more you document, the well you communicate. And there are 4 things which they say. One is communication, number 2 is documentation, number 3 is communication and documentation of communication, number 4 is documentation of communication. So we need to communicate, and also we have to document that we have communicated. That's how. And some things which are very commonly problematic in our setup is like suicidal cases, because they come under medical legal issues. Attempted suicide was considered to be a medical legal case because it is IPC section 309 says it is punishable. Of course, because of Mental Health Act, now it says even though patients commit suicide, attempt suicide, it is not punishable if it is because of stress and depression. So it got repealed, but still there will be issues relating to suicide. If you do not communicate properly or explain the patient his condition, explain the family members that it is risky to take care of the patient, then you will land up in soup. That is one thing. So recently, today only I have seen in the news in Rajasthan, one psychiatrist got arrested because he was carrying some narcotic substances. In the clinic, he is having some narcotics because he is dispensing medicines. Maybe I don't know the exact name, but he is disposing some anti-abuse kind of, not anti-abuse, the substances, opioid antagonists or agonists, something like that. So he was arrested. So unless we have a proper care of what to dispense, what to not to dispense, and we should know, particularly NDPS Act, Narcotic Drugs and Psychotropics Act should be thoroughly known to us, Mental Health Care Act, and we need to know Juvenile Justice Act, and we have to know Domestic Violence Act. So these are the things which a few things which we need to know. So at least some basics. So then we can avoid troubles. One more thing is criminal negligence and civil negligence. Unless you explain the side effects, particularly when you are giving carbamazepine, oxcarbamazepine, and you are not explaining the side effects that they can land up in toxic epidermal necrolysis, those important things we need to explain. And also side effects and suicidal problems, and if a patient is very aggressive and he is likely to cause harm to others, those things we need to educate. So that part is, we have to communicate to the third party also sometimes that the patient is aggressive and he needs to be get treated. So these are all the things which we need to keep in mind while you practice psychiatry, even in government setup or outside.
Yep. I think that's again take home message to be again to be in the forefront with all these issues in mind. I think definitely will take you a long way. Dr. Chaitanya, a quick question to you. You have been successful in running this module. Can you give these youngsters that ways how they can start their clinics once they are done, and what are the hardships they need to keep into their mind, and how good it is really basically after this hard work, how nice is this journey? Some tips for them to establish units like what you are doing?
Definitely running in a group is helpful because, for example, today I have come to this conference and I have my patients at the hospital. I have my colleagues who will take care of them for me. So like some case I am not able to treat, or I am not able to understand what the diagnosis is, like why he or she is not responding. I can discuss with my colleagues, and like we have like in Asha, OCD, bipolar, every specialty is there, and like if some difficult case is there, okay, I know whom to approach and like whom to talk to and all those things. So in a group you always have the support of your colleagues, your seniors, juniors, like new people will keep coming and joining and they bring in new knowledge and all that. So as a group it is always better, and you will be having that backup and you'll have that confidence of practicing. Even if it's a difficult case, you know that you have someone to support you. You know someone you can look upon to. So that is one thing which will help you. You can have those discussions like every day after like your practice is closed. You can sit with your colleagues and like talk about the day's cases or something like that. And the most important factor in running a hospital in a group is the communication you have and the trust you have with each other. You should be open, communicable, and having honest and trusty relationship with each other.
Thank you, Dr. Chaitanya. Dr. Fani, now you're the editor of the Indian Psychiatric Society Telangana State Branch Journal, Telangana Journal of Psychiatry. So again, I think these youngsters needs to know the way you're trying to balance, and how good is this research activity, and how much they need to be aware. Even your past, now you need not do research or for that sake, but still you're so much, in fact all of you're passionate about research, and how is that you're going to motivate these youngsters to continue this? Because post-graduation they gave their thesis, they're done, they get the degrees. It's not there because research needs to be continued even in their practice. So how would you motivate these people to do all this in the busy schedule also?
I think today the CPD is about the research only. So they have, everybody might have understood the importance of research in psychiatry too. I would just only suggest that one should have zeal to learn. You cannot relive this learning process later. It will, if you are interested, if you grab the every opportunity to learn, it will shape your future career. And enjoy the process. Definitely you will cherish the fruits of the outcome. As everybody knows, everybody wants to earn money. That definitely will fall into your place once you stick to your morals and principles. And definitely psychiatry research is the future in psychiatry, and one should learn, apply it in your practice too. That's it.
Thank you, Dr. Fani. we have many teachers here. I think they are our motivating members for us to do all this. And I think we definitely see these youngsters also try to take some message from here and definitely take up this branch of psychiatry in the best way you can, with motivation and definitely patient care. There will be some question to any of you from here. When we look at psychiatry, as all of us know that it is a stigmatized branch, it is difficult to start practice like other branches of medicine. Even like you need not even have anything. You can just put a photo on your adjacent to your name. You get a practice in other branches. But for psychiatry, it is very difficult. But still, we are trying to do our best in the best interest of the society as psychiatrists. If somebody puts your question again, though you have all of you have answered why you want to be a psychiatrist, what would be your message to these people, that why you need to be committed to be a psychiatrist in spite of stigma and all that? What is that you are going to get at the end of the day that you want to be a psychiatrist? If God asks you in the next Janma you want to be a psychiatrist, why you want to be a psychiatrist again, what would you answer? Yeah, Anita, please.
The best part is immense satisfaction. That is the thing. Yesterday itself, we have united a patient who is suffering from past 7 years. He got lost from the family. He got lost from the family 7 years ago. He roamed here and there, and somehow he went to Varangal, and then he was referred to IMH. From the past 7 years, he is roaming. Family members were like searched everywhere, could not find him, and they lost hopes, thought he is dead. Okay, and the family is leading their own life. Suddenly one fine day they receive a message that your son is alive, he is in mental hospital, he is taking treatment and he wants to talk to you. So how that,
Excellent, yeah.
the feeling would be. So when we handed over a patient 2 days ago, that gave me immense satisfaction, I would say. This is the beauty of the psychiatry. Each person, like these are hundreds of cases, like every one of us will experience this in our practice, be it in government or private, but this gives a real kick, I would say.
Yeah, that's nice way to put your answer, Anita. Again, I don't know how much message these leaders could give. Yes, sir, Jagdish Babu, sir.
Psychiatry is such a field where philosophy, spirituality, sociology, medicine all come together. So it opens doors for all of us to elevate ourselves. So not only we treat patients, we treat ourselves also. So we have inner journey. In my opinion, in my experience, we have our own inner journey. So that helps us a lot. So we elevate ourselves. So one point I want to say to my junior friends, kindly be associated with seniors. Seniors, they have a lot of experience to share with. They have a lot of knowledge, insight and exposure. I am finding many of my juniors not interacting with us. So kindly don't do, because as Anita said, as George said, there is lot of knowledge with seniors. Kindly share with them, take opinions and suggestions from them, so that you will be benefited ultimately. Thank you.
Yes, I think there are few leaders on the stage, but there are many leaders of the dais. I see Chandani sir, voracious reader. You ask sir anything apart from psychiatry, he has immense knowledge. I see him a voracious reader. You ask him anything on this earth, even other than psychiatry, he does it. Many pharma launches, people are scared if Chandani sir is there, because he knows which molecule is talking about evidence base, which is not talking about evidence base. He is a leader for me, really a role model. And Ashok Reddy sir, Again, all know him as HOD, but or retired professor from IMH. But if you ask me really, sir was the Ambedkar for our Ipstsb. He is the person who has made the bylaws for the psychiatric society what we are. So this is the passion of this leader. Like Kishan sir is there. Again, he is there in apart along with his practice. Yesterday my mother was saying about Kishan sir. Kishan sir was called as 70 రూపాయల డాక్టర్ ఒకప్పుడు. ఆయన దగ్గర 120 మంది ఉండేవాళ్ళు సార్. That is what they were saying about Kishan sir. అంటే this is how he is into practice, again into teaching. He is into association activities, spirituality, yoga, mental health, IMA. That's what is really driving force for a person like me. Dr. Umashankar sir is there. He is the scale. He knows only how to draw a straight line. You follow the rule, you are going to excel. You do here and there, he doesn't care about anybody. I have really learned that. So again, leaders need not, it need not be that you are there. There is something great in everybody who are successful in their way of doing. Dr. Vishal is there. It is into so many things. Any awareness activities, I always think this person always carries banners in his car. For any awareness day, he is ready. You take him to any village, any small hut, there you'll spread the Indian Psychiatric Society, Telangana State Branch, IMA, IPS, whatever he say, he is ready. I don't know how much he is gaining out of that on a personal note. But how many psychiatrists, how many mental health, people suffering from mental health are benefited, that would be the way we need to do activities. So, all of you, there are so many, there is Pavan, there is Nitin, there are so many others, Sanju Baba is there, Sai, again, you are seeing these people, I don't know, Sai, thank you, I learned a lot from your presentation. So again, leaders, you need to see how you can mold yourself, and as Anita was saying, Dr. Jagdish Prabhu sir saying, you need the interest. A stigmatized branch, and I am one person, I would say, my HOD asked the first question at Guntur, did you take psychiatry out of choice or out of no other choice? I said, no other choice. I cleared my IELTS, on Go 1 I got 7.5, I want to run away to UK, but unfortunately I have to do some psychiatry, I joined DPM. But later on, I understood that this is going to be my life. As Anita said, I married and then started to develop love. I think how I did with my wife, I did with psychiatry also. I feel the same. I don't know who my wife is married and started to love her, and psychiatry also. But I am enjoying psychiatry. And all I wish, all of you should excel in psychiatry. Sky is the limit for us. No competition. Spread your wings, and wherever you are, talk about psychiatry, talk about mental illness. And as Jagdish Babu sir is saying, you go to schools, you go to colleges, you go to orphan homes, you go to any place, there is mental health. And again, my favorite line, no health without mental health. Previous days, it was different, but now, no health without mental health. Let us spread this message, we will definitely do well, and lot of things are waiting. Run behind mental health. Vitamin M will follow you. Run behind your practice. Vitamin M will definitely follow you. You will be proud about yourselves, your family will be proud of you, your society will be proud of you. Thank you, Dr. Bhagyareddy sir, Dr. Kishan sir, Dr. Lakshman sir, Sai, Pavan, all the KPS, Sanjay, I see everybody here. Thank you for giving us this opportunity. I thank Ipstsb, Dr. Chandani sir, Umashankar sir, Vishal, everyone whomever there, and all of you youngsters did lot of hard work. And this is my hometown. I feel again happy to come back to Karimnagar, and thank you one and all, and thank you wonderful leaders, and hope you will continue. We have only started the journey. I feel we have a long way to go. Let's do our part, and let us also feel proud that we could make so many more leaders. Thank you one and all. Thank you for giving this opportunity.
My heartfelt gratitude to Dr. George Reddy sir and the panelists for this thought-provoking session. Now I would like to invite Dr. Kishan sir, Dr. Vishal sir and Dr. Prithvi sir to felicitate esteemed panelists and moderators.
I request George Reddy sir to please kindly accept our felicitation by Dr. Kishan sir. Thank you George Reddy sir for coming all the way from Hyderabad and making the panel more live. Prithvi, please join. Next, I request Dr. Jagadish Babu sir to please kindly accept our felicitation. I request Vishal sir, Kishan sir and Prithvi to felicitate Jagadish Babu sir. Thank you Jagadish Babu sir. Thank you Jagadish Babu sir. Next, I request Dr. Anita madam to please kindly accept our felicitation. I request Prithvi to felicitate madam. Vishal sir, please kindly give memento sir. Thank you madam. Past treasurer and current treasurer of Ipstsb. Next, I request Dr. Chaitanya Deepak sir to please kindly accept our felicitation. I request Kishan sir to felicitate Chaitanya Deepak sir. Next, I request Fanikant Kondaparthi to please accept felicitation. I request Prithvi, Kishan sir and Vishal sir to please felicitate Fanikant. I request all the panelists and moderator to stay for a group photo. Within 5 minutes, quiz program will be started. I request post-edit